All right, here we go. The quarter, the big one. Here we go. You ready for it? Here is the quarter. Here it is. Here's our little guy, okay? So we've got this on one side of a quarter, and we have a lot of different things that could be on the back, okay? I don't actually have any old quarters for you, but I have these new quarters, and these new quarters have, they started out by doing all of the states, and now they're doing some other things on there too. So they're just doing some really interesting designs on the back. When I was little, it was really cool. We got to collect all of the quarters from the different states as they came out. It was so fun. So then we had this whole big thing where we got to keep quarters from all the different states as they, as the U.S. Mint released them. So anyway, fun fact. So when we talk about the quarters, we already talked about pennies, nickels, and dimes, right? Pennies, nickels, and dimes. We know that we're going to represent them by writing the first letter of the type of coin that it is, and then we know how to write it with a cent symbol and with a dollar sign. So when we talk about the quarter, so let's say quarter. Okay, we're going to draw our circle with our Q inside to stand for quarter. And I can either write this as 25 cents or as a dollar sign, 0.25, okay? And one thing I forgot to mention in the first video about money was that a lot of the times this is what you're gonna see at the cash register whenever you're buying something, is you're gonna see it in this format. If you maybe see it on the shelf and it's telling you how much it is, if it's not over $1, it's probably gonna tell you like this. It may tell you like this, but probably like this if it's less than $1. But when you ring it up on the cash register, this is how it's gonna look, okay? All right, so let's talk about how we're gonna skip count by quarters, okay? Good thing is we know how to break up 100, right? We know that if I split 100 in half, I'm gonna get what and what? I'm gonna get 50 and 50. And then I could split each half in half. And if I split 50 in half, how much am I gonna have on each half? 25. So that's gonna guide us. It's kind of like let's just draw, like this is our whole 100, okay? And if I split it in half, I would have 50 and 50. But if I split it into 4 pieces, I would have 25 cents, 25 cents, 25 cents, and 25 cents, okay? So same thing could be said with a penny, a nickel, and a dime, right? If I had my whole dollar, I would split it into how many pieces? How many pennies are in a dollar? 100 pennies are in a dollar. So I would draw my whole thing and I would split that circle into 100 pieces. It would take a long time, okay? Does anybody know how many nickels are in a dollar? Think about it. Think about it. There are 20 nickels in a dollar. And same thing with dime. I could draw a dollar for nickels and I could split it into 20 sections and each one would represent 5 cents of the whole dollar. Or I could look at dimes and I could say, okay, how many dimes are in a dollar? We know this. How many? 10. So I would draw my dollar and I could split it into 10 pieces, okay? So there are 4 quarters in a dollar. That's why I split this dollar up into 4 pieces, and each fourth, okay, is worth 25 cents. We talked a little bit about fourths, but not a whole lot yet. So that's okay if that's a little confusing. And then I can also, I like to kind of say it like this in my brain whenever I'm counting by quarters, because it just is very helpful for remembering if I'm counting by 25. So it would be, I'm going to write it right here. 25, 50, 75, $1. So which would be 100. So I could say 25 cents, 50 cents, 75 cents, $1. Okay? So do that one more time. 25, 50, 75, $1. Right? So I kind of like to do it like that in my brain so that I can hear the pattern and it kind of flows really nicely. All right. Okay, head over to the next video. We're going to talk about how to skip count when we have quarters happening and counting money all together. All right, thanks for watching.